Saudara mahasiswa, selamat berjumpa dalam program pendidikan Universitas Terbuka. Program ini akan membahas buku materi pokok Speaking 3 dengan kode PBIS 4306 Modul 4. Program ini akan membantu Anda dalam memahami bahasa Inggris, khususnya yang digunakan dalam diskusi kelompok. Dalam program ini, Anda akan belajar tentang language function in group discussion yang terdapat pada Modul 4 Unit 2, Various Important Language Function Used in Discussion. Materi-materi yang akan dibahas antara lain, Introducing Oneself and Others, Asking and Reformulating Questions, Starting and Directing Meetings. Nah, saudara mahasiswa, pembahasan pertama, Introducing Oneself and Others. Selamat menyaksikan.
My name is Rahmat.
My name is Anika. I'm from Indonesia.
My name is Puspita. I am from Indonesia.
Nindi, this is my friend Nurul. She is here visiting me from Malaysia. We met when we went to the same university in Griffin 4 years ago. Hello.
Hi folks, I want you to meet him. He is my academic advisor, Dr. Agus Heriawan.
Dear students, I would like to introduce my academic advisor, Dr. Sunadi, to you. I'm pleased to have the chance to introduce to you my academic advisor.
My name is Hani. I am from Jambi. I've just arrived from New York. I am a lecturer. Right now, I'm working with a group on a private funded project.
My name is Benny. I'm from Bogor. I've just arrived from Tokyo. I'm working on a master's degree. I hope to finish my degree this year.
This is my friend, Mrs. Ermi. She's from Manado. She is a consultant at a bank in Switzerland. She will be happy to answer any questions you have after her talk. So let's welcome Mrs. Ermi.
It gives me pleasure to introduce Mrs. Winnie Raharjo. She is a bank manager. She is working on a major research project. She will take questions after her presentation.
Saudara mahasiswa, demikianlah pembahasan Introducing Oneself and Others. Pembahasan berikut, Asking and Reformulating Questions.
Where can we place the order?
What day were you born?
How did you manage to open the file?
Is Microsoft Word easy to operate?
Is there any change in the schedule for shipping the export goods?
Has the government made any decision to raise the salary for civil workers?
What do you think of the launch of the new Microsoft Office software?
How would you comment on the drug abuse among young people?
In your opinion, does the company act on the right track?
How can we place the order?
Do you know how to put the order? Can you tell me how we can order?
Is Excel easy to operate?
I wonder whether Excel is not difficult to operate. Do you know if Excel can be used easily?
In your opinion, does the company act on the right track?
Do you think that the company functions correctly?
What do you think about the company's practice?
What is the name of the company?
Where is the head office of the company?
When will you type this report?
How long does the export take?
Why does the company return these goods?
Is this rule applicable to all situations around here? People here say that forest fire happens every day. Is that true? I'm not sure whether it happens on purpose or not. I heard that most women in this village are single married women. Could you confirm this? The information I get said that most people in this city have high blood pressure. Is that correct?
Do you accept the notion that children are able to acquire the language in a very short time?
Would you agree that there should be a compulsory attendance for students?
Bandung is no longer a cool city, don't you think?
What do you think of compulsory education?
What would you comment on her coming back to political life?
Would you say that once again, please?
Could you repeat that, please?
Could you reiterate your question?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry, what did you ask?
Did you say compulsory attendance is a must?
I didn't hear the last point.
I didn't understand what you have just said.
Saudara mahasiswa, demikianlah pembahasan asking and reformulating questions. Pembahasan berikut, starting and directing meetings.
Shall we start the discussion? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should begin. Right then, I think it is about time we got started. Perhaps we'd better get down to business. Let's begin, shall we? All right then, I suppose we should begin. The situation is now crisis.
As some of you probably know, that AIDS has become a serious discussion.
As you might be aware, students' pregnancy has become a serious debate.
As you know, it has been found that prostitution is one cause of AIDS.
Some weeks ago, the government announced that all campus is a smoke-free zone.
I've called this meeting first to get to know what AIDS is. Secondly, to get to know the characteristics of the people who suffer from HIV/AIDS. And thirdly, to know how to prevent yourself from this disease.
The purpose of this meeting is first, to discuss the importance of healthy food, and secondly, to know what kind of food that we can consume daily.
The main objective of our meeting today is to discuss youth delinquency.
We are here today to consider several important issues such as, firstly, the compulsory attendance, secondly, how to overcome the students who do not want to go to school.
Would you like to begin the discussion, Mr. Haryanto?
Perhaps you would like to start, Miss Johanna, and put us in the picture.
Would you like to open the discussion, Dr. Bilal?
What do you think, Miss Rahayu?
Let's move on to the next part.
Shall we continue then?
Would you like to comment here, Dr. Zuhairi?
What about you, Dr. Aktin?
What do you think, Mr. Sumarsono?
I would like to hear some of your suggestions.
What would you say to Jill's report, Benny?
Do you think that your sim will benefit us, Andre?
How do you see this?
What would you suggest?
What's your opinion on this?
How do you think we should do this?
Any suggestions on how to go about this?
How are your views on this?
I'd like to hear your ideas on this.
Do any of you have any suggestions on this matter?
I suggest we should work smarter. What do you think?
There is no alternative but to finish this work now.
There is no other way. We must finish it right now.
I see no other alternative but to implement the recommendations.
The only solution is to bring him to the hospital.
If I were you, I wouldn't eat much cholesterol.
I recommend that we should consult to our advisor.
I think we should start a movement to fight against poverty.
My personal opinion is that we should stop cutting the forest.
I would suggest that we should eat healthy food.
We should study harder.
What about reading the modules carefully?
We could always contact our advisor.
Have you at least thought of working in this company?
It might be a good idea to eat much vegetable and fruit.
One solution would be to stop smoking.
I think there are 4 possible ways we can do to solve the problem. One possibility is to do a lot of practices. The other possibility is to read the modules again and again. The next alternative is to do a lot writing. And the last possible way is to consult the advisor. There seem to be at least 2 ways of dealing with the problem. One solution is to do a lot of practices. Another possibility is to set up a study club.
The key to solve the problem seems to lie in these 2 actions. One possibility is to stop smoking, alternatively to consume healthy food.
As I see it, there are 2 possible solutions. One solution would be to stop drinking, or else he could stop smoking.
There are obviously 2 alternatives. We could either do it ourselves or ask other people to do it.
That's just not feasible.
I really can't accept that.
I'm completely against that.
That's out of the question.
I'm afraid I can't accept that.
I'm sorry, but that's not really practical.
I'm afraid I'm not very happy about that.
I'm sorry, but I have reservations about that.
I don't want to be discouraging, but this is not quite necessary.
I accept the need for a new machine, but it is too expensive.
I appreciate your point of view, but it takes a high risk.
Although that's very interesting, it is difficult to maintain.
I don't mean to be critical in this matter, but we don't need that tool right now.
It seems that the idea of computerizing is convincing, but it is not cheap.
I'm afraid buying new computers is not possible. Firstly, the company does not have much money. Secondly, we still lack skillful personnel. Thirdly, we don't have facilities to computerize our offices.
Buying new computers is out of question unless we have a lot of money, the skillful personnel, and the necessary facilities. The problem will be lack of infrastructure and resources.
I am against the idea of buying new computers because, first of all, we don't have much money. Secondly, skillful personnel are not available. And finally, we lack the necessary facilities.
I'm not at all into the proposal of buying new computers because, first of all, our company doesn't have much money. Secondly, we don't have the skillful personnel. And finally, we don't have the required facilities.
The idea of buying new computers seems to be acceptable for several reasons. First, due to the load of our work, and secondly, to achieve effectiveness.
The proposal of buying new computers is absolutely beyond the question. One reason is we have just hired professional computer operators. Another is our offices are equipped with the facilities.
I completely agree with Jack about buying a computer. My first reason is the professional personnel are now available. And my second reason is that our company's income has reasonably increased.
The buying of new computers will benefit all of us. For one thing, it lightens our workload. And for another, we will achieve excellence and effectiveness.
I don't think that's reasonable. If we don't follow the rules, we'll lose our face.
I don't think we should do that. Unless we follow the rules, we lose our face.
That's not a convincing idea. We must follow the rules, or else we'll lose our face.
there anything else we ought to consider now? Right, if no one has anything else to add, let's end the meeting at this point. Thank you for joining the discussion.
Does anyone have anything to add? Right then, I think we can conclude our discussion here.
If nobody has anything else to add, then we can draw the meeting to a close.
So, if that's everything, then we can stop here. Thank you.
Let's get started. As you know, we're just about to launch a major new product. But yesterday, I was approached by a representative of our union, demanding an introduction of flexi time for their members, and threatening some kind of go-slow. One department has already banned overtime, and I'm afraid that we could have a strike on our hand before long. I've called this meeting, firstly, to look into ways of avoiding any further industrial action, and secondly, to review the whole situation regarding flexi time. Perhaps you'd like to start, Bob, and put us in the picture.
Well, Graham, this morning I spent 3 hours with the unions, and basically they want the same privileges as our administrative people. Frankly, I don't blame them. They resent the fact that anybody with an office job can do exactly as they please.
Hold on. What do you mean by that? Are you implying...
Just a minute, Anne. Let Bob finish what he was saying. We'll come to your point later.
Anyway, as I was saying, my people resent the fact that your department can walk in at 10 in the morning when we have already done half day's work. We have to be in the factory at 7, but your people can do exactly what they want.
What do you mean by that? You know very well that everybody works 40 hours. The only difference is that they can come in any time between 7 and 10.
Look, all this is very interesting, but you are missing the point. The question is not whether flexi time is a valid concept, but how we are going to avoid a strike.
Now, let's move on. Why can't we introduce flexi time in your production department?
Well, it's not that I've got anything against flexi time, but you really cannot introduce it at shop floor level. We have to keep the assembly line moving at all